Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. Obviously, as you guys know, I was at the game today, and it wasn't very pretty. Now, let's just put it that way. First off, before I say anything, I want to give a little shout out to, if I'm not mistaken, their names were Blair and Evelyn, two people that I met at the game. Very nice people, diehard Raptors fans, season ticket holders, and we didn't see a very good basketball game, did we? But I think we look at this game today. You look at it and say, this is the type of game where you miss a guy like Siakam and Marc Gasol. And you can even throw Norm Powell into that mix. I'm going to go through each guy and why they missed him today, okay? First off, Pascal Siakam, because you didn't have a guy, the length at the 4 position was a big problem. You look at a guy like Jaylen Brown. I'm not saying maybe they might not have been matched up all the time. However, he could dominate it. He absolutely dominated the Raptors. And you have a guy like Pascal who could switch on to him a lot more length. The versatility would have been great. And, of course, we all know the offensive punch that Pascal Siakam brings night in, night out. You miss that. But that's the least of the 3. Norm Powell, the reason I say that, Patrick McCaw. Look, guys, I understand 3 championships in 3 years for Patrick McCaw. He doesn't do anything. Like, I get it. Pat McCaw, he won 3 championships. Whoop-de-flip-and-do. The guy is he's not a starter in the NBA. And my goodness, he might not even be a bench guy. Because, yeah, he's a great defender. And I know everyone's going to defend him by saying that. The guy can't play offense. He just can't. What did he have today? 2 points on 1 of 5 shooting. Missed the 1 3 he took. But he looks awful. If it's not mono defense, he looks awful. I mean, they were coming off screens left and right, and he was getting lost in the dust every single time. And I know one play specifically. I think it was an N1 from someone. I forgot exactly what it was. Or maybe it was just a foul nonetheless. He turns the ball over up in the offensive end, and that guy takes the ball. He just jogs behind him, and he ends up fouling him. Make an effort. Make a play. That's all I got to say. And with that, because who else are they going to play instead of him? I think they should have played Terrence Davis more. He played 22 minutes, however. Had 6 points on 2 of 4 shooting. Missed both 3, 6 points, 5 boards. But again, a couple of those were in the last minute. The last couple minutes of the game. But this is a game where you miss Norman Powell. A guy who going into that injury had been playing some of the best basketball we have ever seen him play. And he would have been plopped right into that spot. And he could have gotten red hot. And the Powell defense, we all know, is electric. So that's the problem, I think, with having a guy like Norm Powell out. Marc Gasol, I think this is the big glaring issue for the Raptors. And, I look at a game like this, and I look at the way this team played. And the problem was rebounding. That was a glaring issue. Now, Marc Gasol is not the biggest rebounder out there, so I'm not really going to hone in on that. But who brought energy to the Celtics there in that early goings of this basketball game? Enes Kanter. This guy was on the glass battle. I mean, he had 11 rebounds. 8 of them. Oh, no, sorry, excuse me. He only had 3 offensive. No, where are we here? Yeah, 3 offensive boards. But he had a double-double. A 12 and 11 in 18 minutes. He wasn't getting bodied on the inside. He was able to get some offensive boards. No one was going after the offensive glass. But who usually does that kind of stuff? Marc Gasol. And you look at how many offensive boards they end up having in this game? 13 offensive rebounds, leading to 24 points. Now, who does an incredible job, not only defensively, but against the big guys and rim contest? Who's one of the best on this team? Marc Gasol. You can all talk about his defense or his offense and how it's spotty sometimes. At least he's somewhat of a threat from beyond the arc and in the post. And his defense is premier. It's one of the best defensive big men I have seen in quite some time. And you missed that today. That was a specific glaring thing. The rebounding was atrocious. I mean, they won the glass category by 11. They beat us in the offensive glass by 6. And like I said, second chance points, they had 24. How many did the Raptors have? 4. They were plus 20 in the second chance points category. That is a big glaring issue. Siakam would usually have a double-double for you. Maybe not 100%, but he'll give you like 8 to 10 rebounds a night. Gasol will sprinkle in 5 boards here and there. You're missing that. And like I said, it was a huge issue today on Christmas Day. You couldn't box out. You couldn't get your own rebounds. A lot of turnovers in this game. 17 turnovers leading to 20 of their points. So think about this, guys. Off of offensive rebounds and turnovers. They had 44 points off of that alone. Then they shot 42% from three, and a lot of the misses are in garbage time because they were shooting over 50% for most of this game. You know why? They were making an extra pass, getting a wide open shot, and knocking down their wide open looks. The Raptors were not doing that. 8 for 23, 35% from three. I know at least one or two of them were in garbage time, so it just wasn't very pretty. It really wasn't. And as much as people are going to hype up Chris Boucher, I would. Where is he here? Boucher did have 24 points on 7 of 10 shooting, 3 of 4 from 3, had 2 blocks in the game. That's beautiful. But the problem was the offensive glass with Kanter. He can't body Kanter. He just absolutely can't. He's not strong enough yet. Because I'm watching this, and I'm watching Kanter back him down. I'm like, well, he's got the length. He should be fine. No, he's getting barreled over. And it was a huge issue. You put in Marc Gasol, it's a totally different scenario. Right? And yeah, Chris Boucher did have 24 and 6 and shot the ball well, had a couple blocks. He was really good. Van Vliet had 27 and 6. He was that's probably the best game since coming back from the injury, no doubt. 27 and 6. It's great. Lowry had 14 and 8, shot 4 of 13, but again, 14, 4 and 8, 3 of 7 from 3, 3 of 4 from the line, had 2 steals and a block in the game. But again, turnovers were an issue, and whenever this team tried to make a run, they killed themselves. Now, think about this. Starting that fourth quarter, I think the Raptors were down by 19 or 20, or in that range. Now, obviously going back to that game against Dallas, they were down by 23 going into the fourth, so I'm like, well, it's kind of possible. They just need a really good start to the quarter. And they went on a 5-0 run. They got to stop, and I'm like, holy smokes, they can come back. Then they turn the ball over in the offensive zone. It leads to some points, and then it's gone. The reason why it was sustainable there against Dallas is because they kept the foot on the pedal. They did not let up. They just couldn't do so today. They weren't making their wide open shots. They were giving up a lot of wide open shots. But I do, and I hate doing this because it's a Boston team, but I do have to give 100% tip of the cap to Jaylen Brown. This guy, I mean, look, what is he averaging this season? He's averaging almost 20 a night, so he's having definitely a very good season, considering what he did last year. It wasn't terrible last season, but a very good bounce back year for him. But what he did today, my goodness, he was electric. A lot of the great post moves, knocking down wide open shots. He had shot 10 of 13, 5 of 6 from the line, 5 of 7 from 3. Jaylen Brown was amazing. He was unbelievable, and he brought a lot of energy on both ends of the ball. And that's what happens when you're a really good team and you have a lot of different options. Hayward on 14. The Raptors did a great job on Tatum, only allowed him 11 on 5 of 18, but you allowed other guys to kill you. Kemba had 22, but the Raptors did not have that one guy to have that great game on both ends of the ball, and that's what you usually get from Pascal Siakam, and you miss it dearly. The problem is, you're not getting those guys back anytime really soon, and you still have a tough stretch to get through. Heck, the next game for the Raptors is on Saturday night in Boston, where the Raptors haven't won in like a dog's age. They haven't won in a long time. And having now lost 2 straight games, you lost Indiana in overtime. Now you got crushed by the Boston Celtics at home. They're going to go to Boston. They're feeling great. They're playing great basketball. Raptors are banged up and not playing very well over the last couple games. I mean, look, I'm not going to blame it for the last one, but today it was not pretty. Christmas Day, you want to put out a good performance at home. They just didn't really do enough. And it happens sometimes. It just sucks that it was on Christmas Day. But you got to find a way to move on from it because you have Boston on the road. Then you have OKC at home, Cleveland at home. In Miami on the road is going to be tough there to start out January 2nd. And you have Brooklyn on the road, who have been a very good team on their home floor. Portland at home. The schedule does get a little bit more favorable after this next Boston game. But if I'm the Raptors, you look at today's game and say, hey, we don't turn the ball over, we rebound the basketball, we have a damn good chance of winning this game. But, I mean, again, it all, if you guys want a little injury update, because I'm going to do that right here for you guys to get, if there's anything that I can give you, really. Norman Powell with a shoulder injury, nothing really. Didn't know new updates from 5 days ago, so that was the last thing I heard. Groin injury for Pascal, and definitely nothing really new there. And Marc Gasol's hamstring, anything, nothing. So no new updates on the 3 injured players for the Raptors. They miss them dearly. They just got to find a way to stay afloat without these guys in the lineup. It's going to be a really difficult, daunting task there in Boston on Saturday night. It is going to be tough. They're going to be ready to play. Their fans are going to be into it. The Raptors played a really good, first 3 minutes of this game. They went on a 10-0 run to start the game. game. The problem was you finished terribly. And let's get through these quarters real quick because I haven't done that quite yet. Like I said, first quarter, Raptors went on a 10-0 run, and we're like, man, this team has come to play here on Christmas Day. The problem is, after the timeout that Brad Stevens called, the Celtics go on a 28-9 run the rest of the quarter, and you're down by 9 at the end of the first quarter. That right there is a really tough spot you put yourself in. Second quarter, kind of back and forth. Raptors are +1, though, in that second quarter, 28-27. And you're going into the break only down by 8. So it's still a very, very serviceable ball game here heading into the second half. But in that second half, the Raptors just really don't play well. They don't knock down their shots. They turn the ball over. And the Celtics in the fast break, they crunched the Raptors. They knocked down all of their wide open shots. They scored 33 in the quarter, plus 11 there, and they're up by 19 after 3 quarters of play. And like I said, you needed a miracle there early in the fourth quarter. You had a little bit, but then you dwindled away with turnovers and missed shots. A lot of bunnies missed by the Raptors today, and that's kind of stuff that has to stop. All right? When you have wide open looks, you got to knock them down. Now, I got to talk about Nick Nurse for a quick second here. OG Anunoby played 25 minutes. Serge Ibaka 23 minutes. Boucher 20. How the hell is Patrick McCaw playing 32 flipping minutes? Oh, it's a good defender for the team. He did nothing today. Absolutely nothing. Maybe he had like one steal here and there. He was a -22 when he was on the floor, a team worst. Why is he playing some of the most amount of minutes? Terrence Davis, while he was on the floor for 22 minutes of work, was only a -5. Why don't you give him a shot? Patrick McCaw, I'm sorry, look, I get it, you want defense. But my personal opinion, now I don't know if you guys feel the same way about this, but my personal opinion about the next game in Boston, Terrence Davis in that starting lineup for Patrick flippin' McCaw. I understand you want that bench unit to stay together, but you need you don't want a liability on offense in that starting unit. Because they'll just leave them wide open and he'll just hit bricks. You don't want that. You want some sort of threat out there. In my eyes, and I don't know what the hell Matt Thomas is all about. I thought he was back and healthy. I don't know what the deal is with him. Yeah, he played in the Nutcracker play. You're not playing on the court for the Toronto Raptors. What the hell's the point of you right now? I don't know. Matt Thomas, yeah, defensively he might not be the greatest, but he can shoot the ball. So where the heck is this guy? I'm seeing him on the court side in a suit, and I'm like, why? He doesn't seem to be hurt anymore. I don't think so, at least. Why is he on the bench? Not dressed. I don't know. It's just my opinion, guys. I'm not a huge Pat McCaw fan. If you are, so be it. That's fine by me. But for me, I am not a Patrick McCaw fan. I like Matt Thomas, at least because he can shoot the 3. He can make an impact on offense. Because the NBA, look, you can win with your defense, but you got to be able to make shots, too. And Patrick McCaw just has not done that. He just hasn't done that. From when he takes a shot, I feel I always cringe when he takes a shot because, 1, it's not pretty looking. 2, it doesn't go in most of the time. Matt Thomas, consistent from 3. Defensively, maybe not the greatest, but on that defensive unit, with a guy like Terrence Davis, or I guess if he goes to starting unit, you have Hollis-Jefferson, Chris Boucher, the rim protector, all these great stuff. And when they're healthy, you have Serge Ibaka on the bench, coming off the bench, and things look great. Right now, this team is struggling to find what they are without those guys. And it's hard to find that when your key cogs are out of the starting lineup, or out of the lineup in general. And it's really, really hard for this team to find ways to win against really good basketball teams. They almost beat Indiana in Indiana. I was insanely impressed with the way this team played that game. But today, you now finally saw the glaring issue of those guys being out. And I'm hoping it's not an issue that continues. Hey, if the Raptors go into Boston and find a way to beat Boston, that whole narrative is out the window. But we know the history of the Raptors in Boston. We know the way Boston's playing the season. You know the way they played today against the Raptors. It's not going to be an easy test. They're a very good team, a very good offensive team, a very good defensive team. And right now our offensive weapons aren't really there, so it's really difficult to find ways to win and find ways to score. But, hey, you got to find a way to move on from a game like this. It's Christmas. We got to try and find a way to be happy. It's great to see Fred VanVleet shooting good again. He's been struggling since he's come back. He finally found his shot today and shot 11 of 21 and had 4 steals. So I was really impressed with Fred VanVleet's game in this one. But we're going to have to move on to it. All right, so guys, that is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed this game, I guess if you didn't enjoy the game, smack that like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the video. And what are your thoughts on this game? I really want to get your guys' opinion on this. And also, favorite gift you got for Christmas. Let me know in the comments below, guys, what you got for Christmas. And any Raptors gear, let me know in the comments below, all right? Twitter is down below for myself, guys. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff. Also, the Patreon link is in the description below if you guys are interested in signing up for that. Please go do so. The link is in the description below, all right? And I will talk to you guys Leafs edition on this 27th of January as the Leafs take on the New Jersey Devils. They start their informal second half of the season as they head to New Jersey taking on the Lonely Devils. And I look, as we talked about in the last Leaf video, as much as a must-win as possible. New Jersey ain't good. The Leafs are playing great. Yeah, you had a little bit of a break. Now you're fresh. Let's get out there and lay a beat down on the Lonely Devils in New Jersey, or at least just get 2 points. That's really all I care about in the end anyways, all right? And as for the Toronto Raptors, as we talked about, their next contest is in Boston on Saturday night, 7 o'clock tip-off there at TD Garden. Like I've said, it's not going to be easy. They're a damn good team. They're a damn good team at home. Have they lost at home? They're 12-1 at home. They're a very good basketball team on their home court. It's going to be tough to see. It's going to be tough to watch. But we're going to have to wait and see how it plays out because this team can surprise everybody and come away with a victory in Boston. That would be amazing. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.